Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I'm Christina, and hi. Today's video is going to be a highly requested video from my viewers. So that's my eyebrow routine. And I just want to start off by saying I don't have the best eyebrows. I don't do the best eyebrows. Sadie! I'm sorry. She was kind of loud in the back. Anyways, I just want to say I don't have the best eyebrows. I don't, by any means, I'm not the best eyebrow. Look at this. Look. My cat is so bad. Anyways, I'm not the best person that does eyebrows or whatever, but if you want to see how I do my eyebrows, then just keep on watching. Okay, so there is like 3 things that I will definitely always need to do my eyebrows. The 3 things that I use are these bad boys right here. This one is a Luxie 221 flat definer brush. I stole this from my sister like probably a year ago. I've had it for a while, and I believe she got it in her Ipsy bag. But yeah, it's just a flat definer brush. It looks like this. I use it to conceal underneath my brows. So definitely always need this. And the next thing, I've had this thing for years, like literally I've had this thing. Like this was, I think, yeah, this and like 3 other brushes were like the first brushes that I had ever purchased. And I still have the whole set, and I'm about to show you because they're from Eco Tools. I got them from Walmart, and I mean, I've had them ever since. So they're not horrible brushes. They're not the greatest brushes, but I mean, they still work for me. I use most of them. I still use 3 of them, but like this legit, guys, is the set that I bought. Like this is my very first brush set that I ever bought years ago, like when I was in the 8th grade. And I don't use these 2, but I use these 2. Okay. This one I use for my eyebrows. These 2 I just use to set the translucent shadow for my eyeshadow base. But yeah, back to this one. You can go out and purchase the one from Anastasia. I think it's like, I don't know how much it is, maybe around $20. But I think I want to say I pay like $8 for all of these brushes. But don't quote me on that because I don't remember. Like I said, I got them years ago. But this brush at one point or another has been used for different things. It's just an angled brush, so any angled brush that you have will do. You want to make sure that you can get it nice and thin because that's what's really going to help you. So yeah, as long as it's got a nice angle to it and it's pretty thin, it should work just fine. And the last thing, which, I mean, you can get it like anywhere. They're everywhere. Spoolies. You can even clean off an old mascara, an old used out mascara, and just clean it out and use that as a spoolie. But this one, I think this one is a Morphe one. This one has an angled brush, and then this is a spoolie side. I do use this angled side to add powder to my brows, which I'll talk about all that in the video. But yeah, these 3 things are definitely, I'll always need them to do my brows. My brows will not be the same, or they won't look right if I don't have these 3 things. Now, I only need the angled brush because right now I've been using the Dip Brow from Anastasia. But when I used to use the Brow Wiz, and I absolutely loved it. I swear by that Brow Wiz. It's pretty awesome. I've used the Benefit Brow pencil. I don't know if it's called the Brow, but I use the Benefit. I think I have it somewhere right here. The Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. I use this one, but since I have really sparse brows, I didn't like how thick the tip was. It just didn't. I don't know if you can see that, but I didn't like how the tip was. It didn't work for me. So if you have thin brows, I definitely recommend the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It works wonders. I also use the It Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. Also didn't like how thick the thick was. So ultimately, that's what I love about the Anastasia Brow Wiz, is that it's so thin. So that really allows you to like be more precise with your brows. But that's why I also like using this brush and the dip brow, because I can be even more precise. And to me, I get my brows done a little bit faster, so yeah. But enough of me talking up a storm. We're just gonna go ahead and get right into the video. So let me zoom you guys in. So these are my brows. As you can tell, they're pretty sparse in some areas, especially here at the tail, and like up here I have no hair. Especially you guys can see that scar right there. No hair grows in that scar, and also it is so hard to get product to go onto that scar. I know this looks like a pimple. It's not a pimple. Like I said, I was just sweating my face. Anyways, back to the brows. For some reason, I don't know if it's the different texture of that skin, but it pisses me off. So, and once I've gotten the product on my brush, what I like to do is kind of flatten out my brush. So I use the side of the pot to just kind of flatten out the brush again. So what I'm going to do is just brush out my brows with my spoolie. I already maintained them, so I've already cut them and all that good stuff. I used to start by drawing a line at the bottom and then drawing a line at the top and then just filling it all in, which I loved when I did my brows like that. That's when I used the Brow Wiz, but for some reason I've just been liking my brows to look a little bit more natural. So what I like to do is I actually like to use this brush to make hair-like strokes. So I just start right here at the tip of the tip, I guess. This is the tip. At the beginning of my brow, I'll just start by just drawing in little hairs. And it's okay if you get like a super dark stroke, because I just like to go in and with this spoolie, if I do like something too dark, and just blend it out. So then I just like to sketch out that tail. I do still draw the line at the bottom. So I just like to sketch that line out. Where my scar is, it gets a little bit more difficult for me, but if you don't have a scar, you shouldn't have a problem. So, and then I'm going to do that little hair stroke motion to the top of my brow. So I'm going to go start from here and just start drawing little hair-like strokes. Just like that. And what I just did there is kind of just straightened up that line just a little bit more to kind of, just to find a shape somewhere. So same thing, I'm just going to start up at the front of the brow, doing some just hair-like strokes, kind of just making all those hairs that are sparse, just making them darker. And then same thing that I did on the other side. Once I pretty much fill in that front part, I just move the product back and sketch out that tail. And start up at the top, drawing those little hairs. And just fill in that tail. So I'm going to bring this arch up a little bit more. Usually once I'm like got them both filled in, I kind of look at each one and I'm like, okay, which one do I like the most today? So this one is just a little bit too pointy for me. So I'm just gonna take my wipey and kind of take that point away and just round it out a little bit more, which with my scar it's very difficult to do that. That's why this one always ends up a little bit more pointy. So after I am to this point where I'm satisfied with the shape of my brows, I will go ahead and conceal them. Next, we're going to use this flat definer Luxie brush and my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Warm. Just get some product on there. And then I'm just going to start at the tip again. And really clean. This is gonna make what's really gonna make them look nice. Okay, so right there where the product is looking a little bit less opaque, that's when I know, okay, time to pick up some more concealer. And I'll kind of just like spread it underneath, and then I'll go and define that tail some more. Okay, so once I got one brow done, I'll do the other one. With what's left over on my brush, I kind of cleaned it off on a wipey again. And just clean the tail. You can do all around your brows if you want, but I don't wear foundation, so if I conceal the top, it's like harder for me to blend it into my skin because no foundation's going on my face. Girl, it's hard to explain. And same thing on the other side. I'm gonna clean up the end of the tail. As soon as I feel like my brows are as identical as I can get them, this is where I would go ahead and continue to apply concealer to my lid to prime for my eyeshadow, and then I would set them with powder and so forth and so forth. But this was just the brow tutorial. I'm going to blend out this concealer. So I'm just going to take this and blend my concealer out. You can use a beauty blender, but sometimes I'll be like not careful enough. So I blend out like I would get too close to my brow and like blend out that line, and it won't look as, you know, clean anymore. I don't like that, so that's why I started using this brush. Okay, so after I've done that, like I said, this is just if I'm not wearing like any eye makeup and I'm just like going to work and it's just like a quick brow day. I will, after I conceal and blend that concealer out, I will take my Morphe brushes, 35 in palette. I've had this thing for years. This is one of my first palettes that I ever bought, and I really have barely touched it except for a few colors. This one I still use it, and then of course this one that I use for my brows is almost gone. So I'm going to take that color, this brown one. You can use any brown shadow that matches, you know, the tint to your eyebrow. I'm just going to use this one because it matches my brow pretty good, and I love the color of it. Come on, focus on me. So I just take this anywhere I feel like my brows look a little bit too sparse, and I'll just use that to kind of fill them back up. And this is really going to help your brows. Like with the dip brow, it's easy to build up that color way too much and for your brows to look way too like filled in. So this is a good way for your brows to look just a teeny bit more natural. And another benefit to this is your brows will stay in place. That powder is going to lock them in and do wonderful things. Alright guys, so that is how I do my eyebrows. I know it looks a little weird because I don't have any of the rest of my makeup on, but I am actually going to go do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so after I've done my eyebrows and I have my makeup finished, I like to, I know it's kind of weird, but I like to tilt my head back and just at all different angles, just so I can see where I don't have product on my brows. So right now I can see this little bitty space right here that needs some. I'm gonna put it right there. And just there. And that's basically it. Okay, so that is it for my eyebrow routine video, or whatever you want to call it. So if you haven't already, please make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel and like and share this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.